Today I'm going to start with the history. Already I have sent a video yesterday to you. I think some of you might have gone through. Today also I'll send the videos also. You can go through it if you are having any doubts. First of all, what we have to see is you have completed 12th chapter, the changing cultural traditions in Europe, 1300 to 1800, common era. This part already you have seen, and you will have seen what is the ancient and medieval periods in Europe. All of you can come to page number 143 of your textbook. Here and there, one or two pages here and there it will be there. First part is there. Then in Europe, what all changes happen? That is by being mentioned. Now coming to the next page, you can see which are the important cities there. Rome and Alexandria. Roman Empire has been the ancient, ancient city that developed there. Now you can see feudalism. Some lords, some kings were important after the fall of the Roman Empire. Then in the medieval period, what happened is in Asia, that is mentioned there, and the modern period started in Europe with the industrialization. So, but it is not the case of now one idea, that is humanism, is mentioned. Then artists, page number is 146. 146. I'm going a bit faster in order to have a revision to you. We are coming back to history now. That's the reason why. Humanism is there. Then artists and realism. Humanism is based on the ideas that are related to human beings. That's it. This is already explained in the videos already sent to you in the classrooms. Now artism and realism. Then you have seen the pictures of Pieta, for example, Mona Lisa, Leonardo da Vinci in page number 148 and 149. Then afterwards we have seen when the printing press was introduced, the introduction of new books including Bible and other books that are all proposed. Now coming to page 151, the aspirations of women. Women have started a particular way of living. Then there was Reformation in Christianity under the leadership of different leaders. Catholic Church was so powerful at that time with the help of the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire accepted Christianity. That's the reason why they were able to rule over the world. The Christian, they all become Christian countries also. But there were some differences of some ideas were there. So Erasmus, his picture is given in your book, page number 152. Then afterwards, different people were against the modern, Catholic Church of that time. Now, the modern science started, and at that time, some ideas that are given in the Bible were questioned. First of all, it was a earth-centric theory that was understood by people of that time as earth as the center. Really, it is not so, but people understood in such a way. So what happened is, Galileo came up with an idea, that is heliocentric theory. That is, the sun is the center of the universe. That's what he said. So this was not accepted by the church leaders of that time. So they have started a fighting between the science and what you call the church of that. We are in page 156, India and Renaissance. India and Renaissance. That is the end of that chapter. Now we are coming to 13th chapter, Democratic and Nationalistic Revolutions of 17th, 18th and 19th century. It is very important chapter. You have to remember it very clearly because the rest of the history is based on this particular revolutions that happened in the all over the world. The first revolutions known as glorious revolution. Glorious revolution. That's the first revolution that happened in England. So it is also known as bloodless revolution because the power from the autocratic rule has changed into a kind of democratic rule without shedding any drop of even a drop of blood even. That's the reason why it's known as glorious revolution, bloodless revolution. Then okay, enough, stop. Then the rule was based on divine right theory. Then people were reacting to that, and there was a change of idea. That is the first revolution, glorious revolution. Then the second one is American independence, American revolution, American independence. So that is the second revolution that we have mentioned. This also gave an idea of development. Then the Declaration of American Independence is giving a lot of importance to the human values. That's the most important thing. The human values were given a lot of importance. Now the third one is French Revolution. French Revolution, Glorious Revolution, American Revolution, and also French Revolution. In French Revolution, three ideas: liberty, fraternity, and equality. These ideas were promoted very well in the French Revolution. And the fourth revolution that we will see in the next chapter is Industrial Revolution. Industrial Revolution. What do you mean by revolution? A revolution is a sudden and drastic change. So all these four ideas that are given there on the board, that is already given in your book also, the Glorious Revolution of England, the American independence struggle, and also the French Revolution and the industrialization. All these together has made a drastic change in the universe itself, in the world itself. And one more revolution is there that you will study in 10th class only, that is Russian Revolution. Russian Revolution or Marxist Revolution we call it, or Bolshevik Revolution we call it. It happened in 1917. We are not reaching up to that in this book. That's the reason why. But you can understand these four revolutions. So what happened in the French Revolution, the outbreak of a revolution, then the tennis court oath that was taken, then France become, say, a constitutional monarchy. up to there. Then the words of the revolt, the reign of terror, all these we have seen. Then women and French Revolution, then unification of Germany, then unification of Italy, the war with Denmark, Austro-Prussian war, all these we have seen. Bismarck picture you might have seen. Then unification of Italy you have seen. Now we are coming to industrial and social change. Industrialization and social change. There is a lot of this lesson is already given to you in video classes. I already gave that lesson. So the first change, industrialization, happened in Britain. Why is Britain we have seen? Because of the availability of a raw material. Coal and iron was available there in Britain, and it has become the workshop of the world. A lot of things were produced there. And another one is that of cotton and weaving. All over the world, the new dresses were made by hand, handloom, handicrafts. You studied in 7th class. So this particular idea of handloom and handicrafts were taken by the machine. So in handloom, you have seen 7 to 10 days were taken to prepare a sari, for example. What some sari you have heard about it. And but in new method, industrialization, cotton mills and spinning and weaving, even in 1 week, you can produce at least 7. You just imagine. So the production is more and they require more raw material. That's the reason why they came to far-off countries like India, Asian countries or African countries, and they started making us to produce commercial crops like cotton and other things. And in that way, the production of dress materials improved a lot. Then there is the changes in the transportation, and all these change the lives of the people. The farming life is almost completely stopped, and more than that, the class of workers emerged, peasants and class of workers emerged. Because of the industrialization and colonization, when there were many wars, the men are supposed to fight wars. So naturally, women in the families are to take care of their families. Naturally, not only women, because of the particular situation, children are also asked to work in the factories, etc. And I have told you, in the 8th class, we had what you call as the cry of children. There was a poem. At that time, this is the situation, the industrialization, where children were working in the factories and mines. That was the situation. That poem is written. Last year we have seen this. Some of you have seen in my class itself. So there also you can see there's a lot of change in the situation. This changes is telling us to reach to a next chapter, that is social protest movement. Yes. Social protest movements. I already told you, women and also children started working, and the foremen and managers, they were very unsympathetic. So what they did, they were trying to extract a lot of work from them. With that, what happened? They were cruelly treated. Women were cruelly treated, and even children were treated very cruelly. Even the laborers, their salaries were cut down. They could not live properly. Then when machines were introduced, naturally what happened is they were not able to find out proper living conditions also. Then the political ideas of the French Revolution, that is liberty, equality and fraternity. Liberty, equality and fraternity. these ideas, these three ideas were in the mind of the people. When they were suppressed by the foreman and the managers, they wanted to react to it. So, but unfortunately, they could not stop work because of their poverty. If the managers, if the company owners, if the factory managements are not giving them salary, they could not live. But after some time, you will see, coming to page number 190, you will see a lot of anger towards the landlords, the what do you call, the factory owners happened there. Then the French Revolution has given these new ideas also. Then the cruel working condition there in England made a lot of protests against it. With all this, a new corruption started there in all over the country, especially in England. Not only in England, France also was having this problem, and all the developed means industrialized country. I don't say developed countries, industrialized countries were having this particular problem. And now a general Ned Lut, that is his name. He has proposed that it is all because of the machines. So the machine should be destroyed. So wherever the factories were working with the machines, he proposed an idea, promoted an idea, told them to destroy all the machines. So that has become a lot of anarchy and chaos all over the country. With that, Luddism, a new protest idea has come up, and people has taken it up because they were cruelly treated by the owners of the factories. Now, this Luddism has given a particularly, they started destroying the machine. Anyway, after he was arrested, and that Luddism has suppressed by the government. Government was able to suppress that particular idea promoted by General Ned Lut. Now, because of this particular situation, a new idea has emerged. That is what is known as socialism. Page number 192. Socialism was emerging as a new ideology because of the presence of capitalism up to that time. Industrialization has made a lot of profit to some people, because already we have seen the banking system, the production of a steam engine, and all this together made them very rich. Because of this, they wanted more profit. They were not satisfied with the amount that they were getting. So socialism came up with an idea of removing the private property and that profit motive, and the factors of production should be owned by the public. Public ownership rather than private control. So what is socialism? Socialism said that public property. That was the idea that is proposed by what you call the ideology of socialism. Then private control of the property should not be there. Then individuals, the idea that they have given is individuals do not work in isolation. They have to live in cooperation. So cooperation of people. For example, no individual can produce whatever he requires. No individual can produce whatever is required for him. So what is the need? All the people should cooperate. Then only they can work together. So whatever is produced is a social product. Whatever is produced is a social product. So whatever is produced is a social product. But the distribution of this social product is not going on properly. So who should control the factors of production? Society. Society should control the factors of production, and all the members of the society should benefit from that. This basic idea of capitalism is also rejected by socialism. What they said is private ownership and means of production under the control of private individuals. That could not be accepted by socialism. So what they produce is determined by the profit motive. In capitalism, what they want is produced by determined by their interest, not according to the need of the society. In the colonialism that we can see, why this, when these Europeans came to India, what they have done, they have started commercial crops, for example, cotton or indigo. All these they planted or created here, made the people to do that. Before that, it was food crops that we were producing, but that was stopped, and for they were also given an idea that there will be more Ramsuhas, I understood. It is there in the book also, you read it. Are you following it, what I am saying? So wealth and power is in the hands of who, you should understand, in the hand of the private people, not in the public hands. But the laborers has to accept the rules of the owners, because they have to survive. In order to survive, they have to accept whatever is told by the owners of the land. Then there cannot be any prosperity in the society. That's what it is said. Now, socialists were telling that the property, the product resources are not distributed equally. Then the rich people, the capitalists, what do you mean by that? It is socialism is against, we are coming now, wait, when the lesson is over only that you can see. So socialists believe that the resources should be distributed equally and they have to work. We are just in the beginning of socialism only, no? There are many ideas we have to complete till Marx and Engels, then only we will be able to complete the idea of socialism. Till that you wait. You understand? If you are so interested, what you have to do is read the text before me, no problem. Before I tell you, you can complete it. In between, I think you are going through the textbook also. So I'm going faster, I felt, and you are going faster than me. No need, wait. Then some people in the beginning, before the socialistic ideas are very much known to the society, there were some people who proposed socialistic idea. They are Plato and Thomas More. These two people also proposed the ideas of socialism, and these ideas have become very much popular with the French Revolution, page number 193. And but one man who is known as Bauer, B-A-V-U-R, he said that this revolution, French Revolution, is failed in such a way that liberty, equality, and fraternity was not there in private ownership. That's what he said. So, private property and common enjoyment is there means there is no equality. That's what he said. So, what he said, private property and common enjoyment should be removed. That's what. So, these ideas were proposed by him, and the governments were bit afraid of him. So, he was executed. He was killed. Then afterwards, we can see a person called Saint Simon of France. Saint Simon. He was a Catholic priest, and he proposed a new idea. What was his idea? Public control of property and central planning. What he said is public control of property and there should be central planning. So who are the people who should involve in that? Scientists, industrialists, engineers, and all the people should work together, plan for a society. And we have to take care of the social needs. That's what he said. Social needs. Maybe this year or next year, after 5 years, after 10 years, after 15 years, after 30 years, what should happen to the society should be discussed by people like engineers, scientists, industrialists. All together they have to plan. With that planning, they have to set the country in the proper way. That's what Simon was telling. So some ideas given by Plato, then another idea given by Thomas More in the book, The Utopia, The Land Nowhere, where he is telling that all are equal in such a way that everyone will work according to okay, fine. Okay, now it's okay. So I repeat what I said when the mic was muted. Plato, then who are the people? Thomas More and also Bauer, then Saint Simon. All these people were very much disturbed by the capitalistic ideas and they proposed different ideas of socialism in order that the society may be better. Now we have reached up to Owen. Then what he said is there should be cooperative villages. Cooperative villages should be created. That's what Owen was telling. Everything will be owned by the people of that village. And they will work in cooperation and share the products of their labor. That was the idea that was proposed by Owen.
Hello.
Now, but these ideas also were not implemented because of the growth of massive growth of the industry. It's not for a village to find out everything that is required for. Big factories emerged and thousands of people were working in factories. Naturally, they were not able to implement these ideas. So different people proposed different kinds of socialistic ideas. And Karl Marx and Frederick Engels came up with a new idea of socialism after criticizing the situation, evaluating the situation there in the society. What are the problems that the society was facing, and what are the problems that they were having in the capitalist system? They have proposed a new idea of socialism, which we will be dealing in the next class. By this time, if you are having any doubt till what I said, you can ask.